Damn. This is insane. Caitlin Clark already listed as out versus the LA Sparks after that hoodlum Alyssa Thomas vicious attack on the court, looking to collapse her throat with her fist. Okay, Caitlin Clark is officially listed as out versus the LA Sparks, and many people are speculating that we have seen Caitlin Clark play in an Indiana Fever uniform for the last time. Is this it? Is it over? We got to get into it all. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.
The silence said everything. Stephanie White stood still as a reality set, and that the franchise's biggest asset was slipping away. Caitlin Clark isn't merely missing a game. She's marking the collapse of something that never had time to grow. This isn't about rest or a minor injury. It's a clear rejection of a system that didn't protect her or support her when pressure peaked. The message is unmistakable.
Like, the writing is on the wall. Okay, now do I think Caitlin Clark has a back injury? Yes. Do I think the back injury solely is why she did not return last game? No. I think that if Stephanie White didn't sub her out after that turnover in which she didn't get back on defense and she gave up a layup, I think Caitlin Clark would have continued to play out the game. But did she have a back injury? Yeah, I believe she has a back injury. I just don't believe that is the reason why she was out completely for the rest of the last game. I think Stephanie White benched her and she was pissed. I genuinely do. Okay, let's take a look at
the official report says she's out against the Los Angeles Sparks, but the conversation inside the locker room tells a different story. Insiders believe Caitlin Clark may have already played her final minute in an Indiana jersey. Tension that's been building for weeks has now erupted into something much bigger. When a generational talent reaches her breaking point, the aftermath moves quickly. The organization is left scrambling, watching its future slip away in real time.
Her turnover, Stephanie White benched her. I think Caitlin Clark was pissed. I just don't think she wants to say it publicly, but I think she wants away from Stephanie White, and I don't blame her. I want her away from Stephanie White. This is a situation that just has not worked out, and it is what it is. They see the game through two different lenses, and that's just what it is, man. So I think that Caitlin Clark needs to find her way away from this Indiana Fever. Not just Stephanie White, Kelly Crosskopf, Amber Cox, they're all in on it. They're all terrible at their job.
Everything points back to that violent moment on the floor involving Alyssa Thomas. It wasn't viewed as a routine foul, but as a deliberate, targeted act that crossed a line. The physical damage was clear, yet the mental impact of watching that behavior go unchecked mattered more. In that instant, Clark understood she was vulnerable. With no protection from officials or leadership, the game stopped feeling competitive and started feeling unsafe.
To endure.
Well, I think that Caitlin Clark needs to find her way away from this Indiana Fever. Not just Stephanie White, Kelly Crosskopf, Amber Cox, they're all in on it. They're all terrible at their jobs, and she's got to get away from this organization.
She's okay. She's going to be out on Saturday. You know, physically, mentally, emotionally, and making sure that she's 100% ready to go is the most important thing, and her taking care of that is priority for us.
A couple things to wrap up the last game. Did you hear from the league after your comments about how it was officiated and things of that nature?
I didn't hear from the league. I'm sure Amber probably heard from you.
Did you get fined?
I have no idea yet.
Did you think the follow-up from them about the flagrant two suspension was a fair response?
Publicly, the team points to a back injury, but those close to the situation say that explanation barely scratches the surface. Her body may be worn down, but her connection to this team is fractured beyond repair. Sitting out wasn't only about health. It was a statement. By stepping away, Clark is reclaiming control over her career and personal safety. The injury masks a deeper internal conflict now pulling the organization apart.
Was absolutely unacceptable, egregious. Stephanie White used the word, and just unfortunate that, you know, a situation, two situations could go untethered, if you will, and the result was the result.
How did we get here?
I could tell you how we got here. We got here through hate, envy, jealousy, hostility, nastiness from the players. immaturity from the players. That is how we got here, and we got here with the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, who should have been
after a turnover where Clark failed to get back on defense. White made a statement by benching her for the rest of the game. It wasn't coaching. It felt like public embarrassment for a player of her stature. Sitting during a winnable moment crossed the line. Her frustration was obvious, and it hasn't faded since. The disconnect between coach and star is now undeniable, and Clark no longer seems willing to bend to that vision.
Nastiness from the players, immaturity from the players. That is how we got here, and we got here with the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, who should have been fired, who has no clue what she's doing and how to handle. She was unprepared for Caitlin Clark's stardom coming into this league. That is how you got here.
I don't know how to answer this. All I can tell you is there's a lot of good players in the WNBA. For instance, if you're not watching Olivia Miles in Minnesota right now, you're missing something special. She's extraordinary. And Caitlin Clark is extraordinary. I played against Sue Bird.
Her post-game remarks only poured gasoline on the situation. Repeated talk of long-term health and wellness sounded less like genuine support and more like a rehearsed legal shield. To many, it came off hollow, masking the loss of the locker room's most influential voice. She projects calm publicly, yet her tense body language suggests she knows her job is tied to a star who no longer believes in her leadership.
It was unnecessary contact, but
they didn't even check the landing zone. They checked to see if Caitlin hit her in the face. I mean, officiating in the WNBA is just a joke. It's just a joke.
She did step into the landing space. When a player shoots it from the logo with a gather step, like Caitlin does, there's not a lot of players that do that. Now, I mean, Kelsey Mitchell, her teammate, does it extraordinarily well. There's a few players that do it well. She's mastered it.
Kelsey Mitchell don't shoot from the logo. Sorry. No, I don't look. Enough with the Kelsey stuff. She don't pull up from the logo. So it's hard to defend her, which is the result. You get these flagrant.
The issues in Indiana run far deeper than the head coach alone. Front office figures were pulled into the spotlight as symbols of a chaotic management approach that failed to protect its biggest investment. They underestimated the intensity, hostility, and physical play she would face, and their delayed response proved disastrous. What should have been a franchise-defining moment instead turned into a warning about how quickly poor leadership can push away a generational star.
Alyssa Thomas should have been suspended for 5 games. It's as simple as that. I think there is a potential Caitlin Clark is working on getting out of Indiana. I would love it. I would love for her to get away from Stephanie White and this clown show organization. But what says you? What says you? What do you think about Caitlin Clark being ruled out? Are we about to go along for the questionable, probable game-to-game circus again like we did last year? Have we seen Caitlin Clark play her last game in Indiana? You tell me. Get down in the comments. Let me know. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.
Stacey Dales and Dan Patrick recently underscored the absurd disparity in how Caitlin Clark is officiated. She absorbs contact without whistles, and offenders routinely crowd her landing space without consequence. The pattern has become normalized, creating real danger. Faced with uneven protection, she's unwilling to risk her career for a league that won't offer a fair, consistent whistle. The hostility from veteran players has crossed from competition into something far uglier, driven by envy over the attention, endorsements, and packed arenas surrounding Caitlin Clark. What should have been a welcome to the league moment has turned into excessive physicality with minimal consequences. Critics argue the league, under Kathy Engelbert, failed to establish safeguards and consistent officiating for a star drawing this level of contact. A pivotal moment came during a game against the Los Angeles Sparks, when a legal closeout went unchecked, reinforcing fears about player safety. Even the retroactive response to contact involving Alyssa Thomas felt insufficient to many observers. Inside the Indiana Fever, reports of misalignment and weak support have only deepened the strain. Social media scrutiny and public backlash have amplified the pressure, leaving Clark to reassess whether staying put aligns with her future in the league. The comparison to other stars like Kelsey Mitchell has quietly fueled tension, because while she is an elite scorer, the gravitational pull of Caitlin Clark exists on a different level. Treating both as equal pillars in the hierarchy ignores why arenas are packed and cameras never leave Clark. The absence of a clear alpha has created on-court hesitation and off-court resentment. Clark isn't asking for favoritism, only respect that matches her impact. That friction is magnified by officiating that still hasn't adapted to her game. Defenders panic when she pulls up from the logo, leading to reckless contact that officials routinely fail to escalate. Each missed call reinforces the sense that she's risking her career just by playing her style. Compounding everything is Stephanie White's rigid system, which forces a generational talent into a conventional mold. The resulting turnovers and defensive gaps become justification for benchings, creating a cycle that convinces Clark she can't fully evolve here.